Good morning, sports fans. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com, and we are broadcasting live from the new location for BloNo Smoke, located at 4 Keokuk Street, right next to Domino's. I'm Scott Kirby, along with Joe Ryan. We got Coach Alexander in with us. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Or just morning. It's not so good. You got to be pleased with how hard the kids play last night. I didn't get to see the game, unfortunately. I'm still pretty bitter about that, but we can talk about that off air. Still fuming. Not only did I miss the varsity game, I don't like missing Bryson, my son's games, and it just but we won't talk about that. But before we get started, Coach, a former player of yours, Ben Brackney, earns his first Patriot League Player of the Week honor. He had a big game last week, had 25 points, I think a career high, so it sounds like Ben's doing a pretty good job out there at Bucknell.
Well, I think this year he is a senior, and he has started, I think, all but one game. And I think they're a younger team, but I think they're starting to win and starting to put it together. I think they're a little over 500 now, where they have won a few in a row. So, they're in their conference play, and usually they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in that league. So,
the Patriot League, yeah.
And he's had the opportunity to play in 2 NCAAs as well as the NIT tournament. So, they've got to work hard if they win their conference, they get to host their conference tournament at the end of the year, and the conference tournament winner goes to the NCAA. So, they've got a lot of work to do, but hopefully he'll get the opportunity to make 3 out of 4, and that'd be quite an accomplishment.
Well, just kind of looking on the website, there's a picture of him, and man, he looks a lot bigger. It'd been nice.
He's a big dude.
He is, and he looks like he's put on some muscle mass and maybe getting a little taller. But I'd like to congratulate him, and hopefully he can continue his success in his senior year, because it does fly by. Got a game to talk about last night. The game of the week, of the month, I guess. Number 1 in state taking on number 2. Lincoln goes up to Lanphier. It's been hyped for the past couple of weeks, and then opening tip, how do you think the game went? And, obviously the outcome wasn't what you wanted, but Lincoln was right there till the end.
Well, we had our opportunities, and, down the stretch, a 2-point lead, and they get the last shot. And, you got to come up with plays, and, you got to be able to get the rebound. And if you do that, then you win the basketball game. You don't win it, you probably lose the basketball game, because they tied the game on a last-second shot, and all the momentum's with them. And I talked about it on the air last night. If somebody wanted to do a thesis of some type or a study, a good one would be, if a team scored the last basket of the game to tie it, what percent of that team that made the basket wins in overtime. And I bet that percentage would knock people off their feet.
But, I wasn't at the game, so I don't know how close that last shot was. But correct me if I'm wrong, but if that ball hits the rim at all, game over. It was an air ball. It kind of just fell into Rose's hands, and he put it back up as time expired.
Yeah, and again, you got to make plays, and you got to be able to read the ball off the rim or not on the rim. So it was a tough play, and, but, our kids played hard, I thought we got complacent again. They changed their trapping, and we didn't adjust very well, and it's something that we've got to go as coaches, go back over and look at to be able to take care of some things. And, you learn things from games like this. And, one thing that we really preach to the kids going into this week, that it's only one game, and we are going to play the next day. So we are going to play tonight. It's not like it was a sectional or the regional final where you're done. It's a game that's going to teach us something that hopefully will make us better when we get into March.
See, I don't think it can do anything but help you, and I know you don't like that one loss, and we were talking about it earlier, but, you kind of get that undefeated thing off of your back. No one's going, hey, they're undefeated. They get up a little more for you. When you're undefeated, they want to be that first team that beats you. I think the kids played real well last night against a good team. That's the number 1 team in the state. You took them right down to the end, overtime. And I thought our kids played real well. I thought of course, there were a few bad calls in the game, Coach. Right there down at the end, right before the shot was made, that was a complete travel, wasn't it? In the lane.
Well,
it looked for me.
At the top of the key, I thought he took about 3 or 4 steps to get going, and it really irritates me. If that'd been in the first quarter, they'd have called it as a travel. But since it was the last play of the game, if you're going to call it in the first quarter, call it in the last quarter. And that's the only thing that I've got to say. If you're going to call whatever you're calling in the first quarter, make sure you call them in the fourth quarter and the final minute of the game. Don't change the way you're calling the game.
Final minute seemed to get away from the officials. I mean, among other things, it seemed like the final minute was just commando basketball. Let's see who wins.
Too fast-paced for them, where they couldn't keep up, or you would think a premier game during a week like this, they're going to try to put the best officials they can on the court. And you can blame the officials all you want, and it seems like officiating these days is down. I don't know if that's
it is, and
people
you couldn't pay me enough money to go out there and do that and get yelled at. It's worse than being a coach.
Well, you don't have. Well, let's talk about like the highlights. I know you're all down today, but I thought Gavin Block played real well. He was a kid he was hot. He was getting the ball in his hands. He was scoring. He was all over the place. And then on the other side, Bowlby just had a bad night shooting a 3. Normally, the kids hitting him, they just wouldn't go down for him. That kind of hurt us, because if those 3s are going down, maybe we're up by a 12.
Yeah, I thought going into the game, one of the things was we was going to have really, really balanced scoring. We had to have it from everyone, and Edward didn't shoot it well.
He has been just a bad night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Joey didn't. He shot 1 shot or 2 shots.
Yeah, it seemed like Joey passed up a lot of shots.
Yeah.
I mean, did he or not? It's your offense.
Yeah.
I'm out there just sitting in the stands.
Tyler, Max had not a bad night, but he can be more consistent, and then Gavin had the big night, and we've said it all along that we've got any one of 5 kids could have big nights, and last night it was Gavin, but we didn't have the supporting cast around him, and you got to give their defense some credit. They didn't let Edward set. They ran at him hard and rushed his shot a little bit. And
what's the big kid's name on the
Wallace?
Wow, that kid's a monster.
Sounds to me like that was his assignment.
I know him. Yeah.
He was a tight end in football.
I couldn't think of his name.
He only knew his number.
That guy's a monster.
Blur down the.
In football, we just find him and run away from him. In basketball, you can't get away from him.
Well, we found that out.
He's a big dude.
Well, Coach, after a tough loss like that last night, how do the kids bounce back today? How do you get them mentally focused? And you shouldn't have to get up for a game, because the season comes to an end pretty quick, but how do you get them refocused and get that energy back? Because, tonight's a big game as well. Champaign Central, they're not some, slouch of a team. They're going to come into Royce Anderson ready to play.
No, Champaign Central beat Champaign Centennial, and, Centennial's having a really good year, and, we'll find out what our kids are made of tonight. You played a very emotional game last night. You didn't win it. This will tell us what type of team we have. How do you bounce back? What kind of character you got?
Best thing for them, though. Let's get right back out there and play again.
That's what I told them. We get to play tomorrow, so
sure.
You can't sit around and think about last night. And one of the you were speaking earlier that might be a good thing for us, and I think we play them twice, 3 times. I don't think there was either team's going to win all 3 games, so you got to pick the ones that you want to win. So if they got that one last night, and really you look back at it, few calls here and there, we should have won it, so we can just count it as a win. And they got to be thinking. We challenged them every bit of the way last night on their home
Absolutely.
court.
That's why I know the loss hangs around with you, but I don't think you should hang your heads at all. I mean, wow, that was a great game.
We're not going to let the kids hang on it. They've got pride. I hope they come back. We got beat last night. I hope the fans and our people come out and watch our kids tonight to really boost them, because they felt like they let people down last night. They won the #1 ranking probably more than anything.
Right.
Because probably as far as I know, it's never been here in Lincoln that Lincoln's been ranked #1.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
if you look back on it,
I-
even the year they got beat in 1980 by Quincy in the sectional over there, they were #2, and they were 30-0 or 28-0, something like that. And they were #2 at that point. So
I thought it was a great game. The crowd went nuts.
Now, speaking of the crowd, I know there was an issue or a worry that there weren't going to be enough Lincoln fans there because of the size of the gym. What was our crowd like? Was there a lot of Lincoln fans there that were able to get in, or was it majority Lanphier?
Well,
it was majority
Lanphier.
I would say it was probably 70% Lanphier, 30%
we
Lincoln.
had that one side, half a side, and then that behind the basket.
Okay.
That's all we had, and they had the whole far side, the whole end, and the other half of.
Well, all you
behind the
listeners,
bench.
I think we were louder.
yeah, all you listeners listening right now, the last game of the season is at Roy S. against Lanphier. Let's fill the gym and let's give Lanphier their little corner, and then let's do that, and then because it's going to come down to the wire. Like you said earlier, it is one game. That's not Lincoln's ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to go deep in the regional sectional and get back to Peoria. But it is one game. Yeah, it's disappointing. I was working on my intro for this morning, and that didn't work out. But it's just one game.
Glad you were putting some time in.
I was thinking. I had a lot of time to think about it as I was fuming. So
we took a look at our schedule, and we don't have time to sit around.
No.
We play tonight, we play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and twice next Saturday. So, we go to Jacksonville for the tournament over there. And, when we get through next Saturday, we'll have 20 games in. We'll have 10 left, so 2/3 of the season is over. And now then, when you get through the tournament, it's state tournament time, and you start thinking about that. So the last 10 games that we have, we got Griffin twice. We got Southeast again. We got Lanphier. We got to go to Moline. We got Oswego.
Haven't even played Chatham yet.
And we got Chatham. So there's 6 or 7 games there. They're going to be very challenging for us.
Sure, and I think that game last night did nothing but help you. I mean, maybe you don't like that one loss.
You're a soother.
No, I'll tell you.
We just give him a big old hug.
You know what? You could have. You don't know what happens to kids if you win that game and you compete. You be #1, and then you do think you are that good, and maybe you don't have to practice as hard, and you can come into games and think you're going to win them, and maybe this opens their eyes up to it.
Yeah, we'd just take the day off, Joe.
Yeah.
We would sit back and relax.
Hey, they're 16-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe. That's Joe Ryan, everybody. He's the comforter here on the show. Well, Coach, we'll let you get on your way. I'm sure you have a shoot around today. Probably haven't done a whole lot of preparing for Central, so probably have some walkthroughs later on this afternoon to get ready for tonight.
We've done absolutely nothing. All this past week was put on Lanphier and that game last night. So,
we'll edit that
but
out.
Again, our philosophy is we have a system. Our system
Right.
plays. We're concerned about how we play. We play different types of teams, so we've seen everything. We just got to go through it with them this morning and make sure they understand what they could see today. So, they're just not surprised. So, it's not a big deal, but it is. I mean, the kids done a nice job on the game plan last night. They didn't score on out of bounds. We executed the defense on the different sets that they ran. The only negative thing I could say is we didn't attack in the fourth quarter, and if you look back even down at Collinsville, the same type of defense hurt us there in the fourth period against Belleville Altoff, where it was a high trap up on the high around the timeline, and those are things that we're going to have to make some adjustments. We like having Gavin up on top because he's so big to see over people, and the traps are not effective, but Gavin's also very good in the middle. So we haven't had him in there, so that's something that we're going to have to look to do, because he does attack and he can see over and around people by being in the middle. So we've got some things to do as far as a half-court trap, but again, it's a surprise. You don't see that high trap much you see, I guess twice. We saw it against Althoff and we saw it last night. But we got some good tape and good things on Lanphier last night, so it's something that will help us out down the road.
I know that coach said he didn't want to give up the oop, and we got one early, right?
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to give up the back doors. I think we get 2 or 3 back doors in on him.
Yeah.
I mean, got a foul on one.
Well, when a team, our offense is designed for teams like Lanphier. All-out denial, quickness, it overplays. And, people respect our back doors to where now we do have the opportunity to be able to move the basketball because they know they come out, our kids will go back door on them. So, again, that was designed for the type of teams that we play in our conference, and it's been very good to us.
Obviously.
See, he's probably got more plays in his arsenal than you guys do.
Well, I'm pretty sure of that.
All right, well, we're going to end on that now. We got to take a commercial break. Coach, thanks for stopping in. Good luck tonight against Champaign Central. JV tip-off is 5 o'clock, varsity somewhere around 6:30. So let's get out and support those Railers. Let's be that sixth man, as they say, and get these kids pumped up and finish the season strong. All right, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to The Cheap Seats on 96.3 WLCNonline.com.
Yeah. Now that's not bad, Jim.
That's good there.
Maybe you want to put a wig on and bob my head around like I was at a 70s concert.
You are.
I wasn't born in the 70s. I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, you were way before the 70s.
Way before the 70s.
You're in the cheap seats
Grecian.
here, 96.3 WLCN, WLCNonline.com, streaming live on the web 24/7 all around the world. So those of you listening to us in Japan right now, hall. That means good morning.
Yeah, why don't you say something in Japanese for us?
I just did.
Holy cow.
Okay. Hey, we are at BloNo Smoke, their new location, and you know who's not happy right now? RP Lumber, because their free advertising just went out the window. We are no longer across from RP Lumber, but Domino's. We are next to Domino's here at BloNo Smoke, their new facility. Very nice. Got the pool table here, big screen TV.
It's nice in
It
here.
is very nice. They've
Wide open?
They've came in. They've repainted everything. It's very nice. They got their display cases right here for all your vaping needs. Come to BloNo Smoke, located at 4 Keokuk Street, next to Domino's Pizza. So as you're vaping, walk next door, get you a pizza, or walk next door and get you a Subway sandwich.
Yeah, speaking of pizza, you'll probably be here 4 or 5 nights a week, won't you?
No, I'm on a diet.
When?
Since about 3 weeks ago.
We'll
Can't
go
you
back
tell?
and look at some footage and see how much you've lost.
Let's do it.
Can you tell?
The camera ain't. That adds 15 pounds though.
Oh.
So we have about 4 cameras on me right now.
I believe we've got a phone call.
Oh, we got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, yeah, good day there.
There he is. That's Jake, the furniture guy. Johnston, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. Calling in to see what we're talking about today. You guys dropping some knowledge on the Lincoln Low County community?
We are. We are dropping all kinds of knowledge. Some that they can't comprehend. It's so detailed.
Yeah, be careful. You'll learn something.
You selling any furniture today, Jake? Got any big deals going on?
We do have some deals going on, man. We got a winter clearance going on. Lots of coffee tables, men tables. Hey, there's rugs for sale here too as well. We got curio cabinets, sofas, love seats, recliners, whatever you need, we got it.
Dang,
Wow, that was
you're a
quick.
seller. You got any
Well,
BOGOs?
man.
You got any BOGOs coming on deals? Because Joe's thinking about coming buying one. I'm going to get the one free.
I already told you I could make one up if you want
A
to.
BOGO?
Come on in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, you talk like you ought to be doing one of those races on Sundays.
Yeah. Or
That's right. Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't stop in on Sundays because we're closed.
wow.
At the I-57 drag strip. Hey, you got any words of wisdom for us out there, Jake? Tell us a little something.
Well, what are we talking about today,
Well,
guys? Are you
Not talking about
NFL yet?
baseball.
We just talked a little Lincoln Railer basketball about the
what a
disheartening
game
loss last night. Yeah, it was a good game, and
Yeah,
that's
but
what
still,
you expect between 1 and 2.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, it lived up to the hype. And not only did it live up to the hype, it also made you if you're a Skull Lincoln fan, you're looking at it as, okay, we were on the road. We barely dropped it, and really we probably should have had that victory.
Oh, yeah.
And but it can go either way, But at the same time, we were right there at the end. We forced an overtime at a hostile environment, and now we can bring it back home and try our luck here at Lincoln and Roy S. So
Well, maybe that's
you got like our chances.
Maybe that's why it's such a tough loss, because we knew that game was ours. Maybe if we lose by 10, 12 points, maybe it's, I don't know, would it be a little easier? But knowing that we had game in hand and had a chance to win it at the end, maybe that leaves a little bit more of a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, I was going to say, how hungry are the guys now?
Well, I don't know.
When they come to Roy S.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out what kind of team we have tonight. See how they can bounce back after their first loss of the season. How are they going to react to a Champaign Central team tonight?
Tonight's very important.
Yep.
Almost, you can't say it's more important than last night's game, but
every game's
tonight
important,
is
Joe.
very important.
That's why you play one at a time.
Basketball, baseball, those games aren't as important. Every game's not as important as it is in football.
Okay. Well, hey, what's up with your Illini, Jake? How's come they can't win anymore?
And now they're my Illini.
Well,
yeah, they're not very good.
They're actually Comnick's
No,
Illini.
they're-
I mean, they get in the top 25, and then I don't think they've won a game since.
No, that's it's kind of the burden that they're dealing with right now. But I think they'll be all right, man. Gross will pull them back together. You're seeing some growing pains. You're seeing some of the young guys needing to step up, and they're not stepping up; they're slipping up.
Well, they're a young team, and we're about a big guy short. We don't have any bigs, and we're just getting manhandled.
Sure. When you listen to Gross speak, it sounds like he smokes 3 packs of cigarettes a day, doesn't it? It's like he just put one out to come on the air.
He should be like on The Simpsons doing a voiceover or something.
That's right. That's what he
got
should
that,
do.
Yeah.
That raspberry. I've been
I can't even get
smoking
that
all
high.
day.
But
Funny stuff. But Illinois not funny.
No, they.
No, they've had a couple games in a row now, 3 I think. It just hasn't been pretty, and this last one was a tough one to swallow. You can't lose against Purdue at home,
or you can't lose to
those home games.
Northwestern. I mean,
Well,
it's just
but the Purdue at home really.
yeah, that hurts.
I've got family that lives over in West Lafayette that both graduate from Purdue, and I can't get that phone call.
No. Well,
we know what you mean. We're going back to this game last night. We were talking about it beforehand. I'm telling you that everybody gets in the regional in basketball. That's the good thing.
Right, and that's
you play all year long to get to the regional. That game did nothing but help Lincoln, even though Lincoln fans may not like the loss. And it is different, like we're just talking about. In football, boy, you lose one or, you lose one game, you don't win the conference. Like for Lincoln football to win the conference, we would have to beat Griffin every year to win the conference. I don't know that's happening. Griffin's a power. But in basketball, you lose 10, 12, 15 games, you're in the regional.
Right.
And you learn a lot all year long. And
that's why you want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the season.
That's right.
You're going to falter now and, live and learn. But the ultimate goal, last night's win wasn't Lincoln's ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is go through regionals, go through sectionals, super sectionals, get back to state. That's everybody's goal. So one loss to a really number one team in the state.
Took them to overtime at their home.
So I don't like to lose.
It's a big deal.
I hate losing, but
Well, I talked to a couple buddies that were at the game last night. They say, you know what? It was clearly 2 of the very best teams in the state playing. He said there wasn't a doubt in anybody's their mind how good both those teams were that were playing last night. It wasn't like, this is the number one team, and if they went around the state, maybe they could get beat by 3 or 4 teams. It's not that way. These are 2 of the top teams in the state. There's not going to be a lot of other teams that are going to be competing with them.
No.
We should have some callers come in or call in today about Larry Austin, because I know that everybody seems to go different directions with this Larry Austin, because some people don't think he's very good. Some
I'm not
people
impressed
think he's
just
very
because he's good at going to the rim. He's good around the rim, and he's very quick. But when you get in Division I basketball, Tennessee, you got to be able to shoot the ball from outside.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what type of player he is.
He's going to be maybe a little undersized, maybe.
Yeah, he's not a great shooter.
And he's not a great shooter, but he's very fast.
He's quick.
He's going to be able to play good, solid defense. Maybe that's what they're
He came
wanting
out
for.
front and took the ball away a few times last night.
Right.
And I didn't even know where he came from. Pow! He's got it. He's headed up the court.
Yeah.
He can jump.
And they've compared to him to Luther Head. So Luther Head wasn't much of a shooter when he went to Illinois. He was more of a drive to the hoop
Get
guy.
to the basket, yeah.
A little bit undersized, but he actually blew his knee up and learned an outside shot and became an NBA player because of his outside shot later on. So
and he's
we got
to remember.
Change.
Yeah, he's still a kid. He's 17, 18 years old. He's going to get better, and when he gets to Tennessee, they're going to put him in a program, and he's going to be a better all-around player. But as right now, who hurt us last night? That was Bishop, the little sophomore. Boy, he can shoot.
He looked about as tall as this table, and then he was throwing some bombs.
Just throwing some bombs.
Sure.
You're not going to guard him when he's out by the volleyball line, and he's just launching.
Yeah, they're a physical team. That's why I say Lincoln played real well against them.
Well, they did.
We're all right.
We got to follow it up tonight with a win. So
tonight's the key night. They need to come in here tonight and have a big win.
You going tonight, Jake, or you got other plans?
No, the plan is to be there at the game. Make the appearance.
Make the appearance. Okay.
If you would, could you walk around the place maybe at halftime, let everybody see you?
Yeah.
I was actually during the middle of the game. I was going to walk around the entire court.
Well, if you want to see him, just open up the program. He's in the program. Have you seen his little picture?
It's not little.
It's got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen, and I think we need to put that on our website, WLCN, with Jake spinning the basketball.
Hey, you know who I talked?
Yeah.
You know who I talked to last night for these old-time Lincoln fans? Eddie Horton. Did you see him? Oh, you weren't there.
Yeah.
Eddie Horton was there last night, and the Lincoln fans. Somebody said that something about this was in the paper, but I remember it. He was Mr. Basketball for the state of Illinois that year. At Lanphier, I believe they won the state or played for it that year, and he went on and played at Iowa for several years. But Lauren Wallace had said in the paper that he was asked how was he going to stop him. He said, "Well, he's not Superman." And at the end of the game, they beat us, 15 points or something, and he put this Superman cape on the bench and was walking around and just aggravated the Lincoln crowd, and he was laughing and I was laughing. It was some funny stuff.
All right. Well, Jake, thanks for calling in. You got any other tidbits or nuggets you want to pass on to us this morning with all your sports knowledge?
Well, I think that's about it. Other than they're projecting Johnny Manziel as the #1 draft pick. What do you guys think about that? I'll hang up and listen to your response. Good day.
I don't really have one.
Good. I don't have one either.
So
to tell you the truth, I didn't even make out what he said.
No, something. I don't know. But what we are going to do is take a commercial break to listen to our fine sponsors. Without them, Cheap Seats wouldn't exist. So we'll take a commercial time.
We cost a lot of money.
We do. We're high quality individuals
here.
But we come back. We're going to talk we got NFL to talk about. And whatever else. If you callers, you want to call in, I'd like to get some more local sports out there today. If you got anything that you want us to relay, give us a call at 737-3791. And something you want to talk about, let us know, and we'll get that on the air. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com. Test.
Can you name that song?
No, it's before my time. That's yours there. Welcome back. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com, broadcasting live from the new location for BloNo Smoke, located at 4 Keokuk Street next to Domino's. And I think we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, hey, I just want to make a couple points today.
Uh-huh.
I think we need to really acknowledge the extreme coverage that this team gets, the Lincoln community, this radio station. If you go around to other towns, bigger towns than Lincoln is, they don't get this kind of coverage. I mean, you guys do a great job. The broadcast guys, we're just a little bit, I don't know that everybody always appreciates the quality that we get out of it.
Well, we appreciate that, and it's our pleasure to do it. I mean, we're sports fanatics, and we love Lincoln sports, and it's fun to do, and it makes it a lot easier when you have a good team on the court.
Right.
So
well, like even look at like the Bloomington area. You know, they have a lot of schools.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look for who's playing that night. It's not in the paper, and there's just a little clip in the pantograph, and that's it. It's just really hard to follow those schools. And so, I mean, we get a lot of good coverage, and then, I don't know that you always hear it. I'm sure from what I hear from people that I talk to, they all appreciate it, but they don't always say it. So I just, want everybody to know that any involvement in that, they really do get appreciation from more people than what they hear about, probably.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that. That comes from the top there. If they didn't allow us to do this and take the time to do it, then it wouldn't exist. But yeah,
we'd like to hear from more coaches that have more things going on.
But yeah, you're right, caller. The Bloomington thing. They got all kinds of radio stations up there, but you never hear them broadcasting anything. But yeah, that's
right.
You don't think about that when you're doing it. You just kind of concentrate on your own thing. You don't really look out to other venues. But yeah, that's a good point. And thanks for the call and the encouragement.
Another thing. Hold on a minute.
Okay, we're here. We're here.
We're trying to hang up on you.
Yeah, I'm on Joe's side on that. I don't think this loss last night. I was at the game, and you hate to lose, but I'll tell you what, you put a lot of pressure on Landfair last night because, I mean, anybody would say if we can keep it close in their gym, have a chance to win, that's a positive, and we definitely did that. We pushed them to the end, and look at the averages. I mean, we got a few players that normally score a little more. That on an average normal night, they're going to score. We held them way under their normal averages. I mean, there's just so many things that we get them on our home court. Next game, if we ever get to meet up with them somewhere later, it could be on a neutral court. That's our advantage. I just, plus it takes a lot of pressure off our kids.
And we had, we had one kid that had a hot hand last night, and just put one more kid in the equation. Let's, just say Bowlby's hitting threes. Wow, we got 2 kids scoring now.
Yeah.
We just had some, like I said, we can do nothing but learn from that game and be better.
Right. I just, there's just outside of the loss, I think there's a lot of positives, really.
Yep.
I mean, they just, take that pressure off of them, and, Landfair has to be a little concerned, because,
yeah.
I'd rather lose this one and win the next 2 if it happens, but,
Absolutely.
I'm not too concerned with it at all. We played them tough. We really had game 1 outside of, that stupid ball didn't hit the rim like it was supposed to, and we would have had the rebound secure, and everything would have been fine. Nobody would have been talking about it. So.
Right, absolutely. And
at his 10-year reunion, he'll be saying how that was a pass.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, but
yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys doing all that you do, and we all silently enjoy it.
All right. Well, thanks for
all
calling.
Right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yep,
Bye.
thanks. That was Mr. Conrady, Dan Conrady. I'd like to thank him for that call. You don't get too many calls to, usually the calls you get are like, man, you guys are horrible and get off the air.
Well, I don't know what your fan letters look like, but some of mine are positive.
My mailbox is full.
We hide a lot of that from
Thanks for the encouragement, and it's fun to do. And like I said, it's easier to do when you have a good team to follow. I mean, because just everything flows, and people want to be part of it, and so it is fun. We got a guest coming on here in a minute, I guess. Brad Luckhart from Nuthatch Hill Farm makes a wonderful barbecue sauce and a dry rub, and they cater. So we're going to try to get him on here in a
the Urban
minute
Cowboy,
or two.
they
The
call
Urban
him.
Cowboy. But we got to talk some NFL while we get him over here.
Well, let's talk about it.
We're running out of time. We've got about 13 minutes left in the show. We just got so much knowledge to pass along.
That's
we don't
amazing.
have enough time.
They're going to have to follow us on our Twitter sites.
They are.
You're, I don't even know what that is.
I don't
I
tweet.
do know what it is, but I don't have it. Hey, you're, if you're talking about the football games, here's the trivia question if you'd like to quickly win a bottle of barbecue sauce.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Who makes more money, Manning or that quarterback out there in New England? What's his name?
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
I'm going to have to say Tom Brady.
That's our question out there for these callers.
Oh.
We're not going to give it away. Who makes more money, Brady or Manning? And then throw in Gazelle. Gazelle is Brady's wife, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I can't. Giselle.
Giselle.
Right. We need a little help with that. Giselle.
We'll let the callers kind of let that brew a little bit. We got 12 minutes left show, but we have
put a G on it.
Yeah, we have a caller right now. Go ahead, caller.
Tom Brady. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I'm a fan of both you guys myself.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, please send money.
Well, you got a guy sitting there with you by the name of Joe Ryan, I believe.
Yeah, he sits here.
Well, the reason he's kind of the way he is because I hit him with the shovel his first day on the job. At the
That's
water
right.
company.
You hit me in the head with a shovel, Bob, and I haven't forgotten it.
You didn't hit him hard enough.
He always reminds me of it. It was an accident, but I kind of split his eye open.
That's why my mom's never liked you, Bob.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite stories is the time we were fixing the main break on Institute Drive, which is Campus Drive now, and we made it on the front page of the newspaper.
Yeah, I know what you didn't have on, Bob.
Yeah,
You
we
were
didn't have our helmets on.
Yeah, they should have fired you that day, and they've let you stick around for how many years?
Safety first.
Safety first.
All right, Bob.
Did you go to a game last night, Bob?
Yes, I was there, Joe. I saw you there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look good.
I had my shirt off.
Yeah, that's the only reason I came, just to see you with your shirt off at the game.
Well, what did you think of the game?
Oh, it was a great game. I got there, I get off work at 4:30. I got there about 5:05. They said they opened the gates a little bit early, and they closed them at 5:13. So it was a challenge getting there. One of my nephews had to sneak in through the back door. The janitor accidentally left the door open, so we got him in there.
Nice.
It's on
It's one of
camera.
the side stories, yeah.
It's on camera, Bob.
Yeah, it probably is at Landry. I think they've had...
Everything's videotaped.
But, yeah, it was a great game. It was, I think, the most exciting regular season game I've ever seen.
Yeah, fun game. And if Bowlby could have had a couple of those drop, they just wouldn't go down for him.
That's right, yeah. But I just wanted to say hello today, and I thought I'd throw that in. I saw I hit you in the head with a shovel.
Hey, Bob, thanks for calling.
Yep. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, take care.
All right, see ya.
All right. Bob Verderber, thanks for the call. Back to the NFL. We got two big games going on tomorrow. What's that look for? You look confused.
I think no. I think Brady wins.
Oh, you think Brady over Denver?
Yeah.
At Denver. You like the Patriots, huh?
Yeah. It's just Tom Brady's a surgeon. He makes things happen. He'll slice it
But
up.
he doesn't play defense though.
Doesn't matter. He's going to outscore everybody.
So you're going to say it's a high scoring
What a game that is, those two guys going
Yeah,
at it. No, to tell you the truth,
correct me if I'm wrong, this is their 13th time meeting in a playoff atmosphere.
Mhm.
That's a lot
it's
of
amazing.
football.
It's a great game if you're a football fan.
I'm a football fan.
Two Hall of Famers
I'm probably
going
to
at
be
it.
laying around watching it tomorrow.
I think New England they've got to take the air out of the ball. I think they're not as good on defense as they used to be,
No.
and I think they want to run the ball, run the clock, win by 6 points, but I think they win the game. And then you got the two other quarterbacks going. That's why I asked the money question. Surprisingly, the two other quarterbacks do not even make $1 million each.
Kaepernick and Wilson.
Yep, that's amazing because
Well,
the other two are making a bunch of money.
Because with that new deal in place, you can only sign them for 3 years, and they signed them when they weren't even starters.
Mhm.
They weren't expecting them to start. Well, they just exploded. Imagine what's going to happen after next year. What kind of contracts they're going to bring on?
If they're healthy.
Well, if they're healthy.
Now, so who wins that game? You say first.
Playing at Seattle, that's a tough venue to play at. Apparently, they caused an earthquake there last game. So maybe the stadium will crumble and nobody's going to win because they're going to be trapped. But I don't know. It's a tough call. But I'm going to have to say home field advantage, Seattle by 2 or 3.
I think San Fran will beat them. I hope Seattle wins, but I think San Fran's too good.
Well,
Too many weapons.
Shaner down there in Mount Vernon, he's a big Seattle
He's not
fan.
going to like it.
And you don't think he's going to like the outcome, huh?
No. But I think they get beat, unfortunately, because I'd like to see Seattle win.
I would, but
I like Russell and all those cats they have going there. But
yeah, I'm with you. I want to see Seattle win.
too many weapons for San Fran.
So you think Super Bowl, Seattle, New England?
No, I think it's the 49ers.
Oh, you just said
Patriots.
Seattle.
No, I said I'd like to see Seattle
you
win,
won.
but I think
Oh.
the Niners have too much.
Okay. Well, I think it's Seattle and Denver.
Well, then we'll be at odds, and then we're going to have Super Bowl Sunday action.
Yes, we will.
And
Well, not Sunday. Well, Saturday, the day before.
We're going to. I'm going to answer this question for you just because no one's.
Well,
gonna call
we're running out of time.
And here, because I thought this was. I watch Bloomberg all day in my office. Don't watch it all day. It's just going all day.
Don't you have ESPN?
I come in. I never watch that. I have Bloomberg. Do you know that? I can't remember exact totals, but Manning makes a gob of money, and Brady makes a gob of money, and Giselle makes more than both of them combined. Now that's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know how it is.
So
if you have good looks, you get paid.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Oh, well.
But you know what? That means one thing. Raise your kids to be models, not athletes.
Yeah. Don't hit them in
You
the
know what I mean?
face.
The prize girl knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she gives out prizes and, she does good
And
for
makes a
herself.
bunch of money.
Makes a bunch of money. Just strut around, look good, and get paid. You don't have to do
Who are we
anything.
going to throw in here next?
I don't know. We want to get, see, we got about 6
BloNo
minutes
Smoke?
left. We're going to get Dennis on.
Yep. Dennis, where is he? Are we taking a break or are we throwing him in here?
Yeah,
All right.
let's take a quick break. We'll get Dennis in here, the owner of BloNo Smoke, and talk about his new facilities and what he has planned for the future. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com. Touch us. You can't touch us, Joe.
That's a good song to come in on to.
Well, that's not even the right one. That's not MC Hammer. That's your song there.
This is your song.
Kinky Girl. Yeah, I thought it was MC Hammer. My bad. All right, well, we're not DJs here. We're our sports show hosts.
It's on
And
your MP3 player.
You are in the cheap seats. Scott, Kirby, Joe Ryan, and we are at BloNo Smoke, located at 4 Keokuk Street next to Domino's Pizza.
413.
Oh, is that why
that's the blanks missing right there.
415. I wonder what the blank.
413.
Oh, 413.
You didn't do very good on testing in school.
Well, it says 4, and it's got an underline. So I guess we were supposed to
You'd be
fill in
able
the
to see it
blanks.
on the door, but it's
You didn't know
Okay.
this was a test
It's
up here, did
see-through
you?
on
So
the side.
don't go to 4 Keokuk because there's nothing there. You got to go to 413 Keokuk Street, and then we're next to Domino's, and a beautiful new facility located here in between Subway, Domino's. So when you're in here vaping and you feel the hunger coming on, you can go left or right. And
we made a joke this whole. We set it up in 3 days. Made a joke the whole time. So this is like really a one-stop deal
shop.
here, and the
Yeah.
reason being is, if you're fat and you want to get food like I am, you go to Domino's. Then you need to quit smoking. You come here. And you smoke too much and you get a teeth fixed. The dental office is right next door.
There you go.
Then you need to get, you get rich because you won the $400,000 on the, lottery
do we know
ticket.
who won that?
Not yet.
Joe,
me.
is that you?
Wasn't me.
You go down to financial investors over here, get your stuff taken care of, and then you got your nails to get done.
Wow.
Then now you got to get skinny because you're rich, so you go Subway.
Subway.
It's all right here.
Heck,
Take care of every
it's-
New Year's resolution.
you can.
Now, what used to be in this place?
This actually 4 years ago was a title loan place.
Oh, really?
It's actually been empty business-wise for 4 years. The IDOT was in here, the bridge workers.
It's a great place.
It is.
It was really dirty.
It was or it is?
Oh, it was.
I'll say it looks pretty clean now.
It was-
Like,
it was
if this
horrible.
is dirty, then. But just a better location, a better building. You guys came in, did a lot of painting. It looks really nice. A little smaller than the other place, but I mean everything's right here.
It's actually bigger.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's about 500 square feet bigger.
We'll see.
But it's more in the back.
Okay.
The spot that we need. The lobby, I would say, is smaller. It's wider than normal.
But it's
It's
ni-
nicer.
It's nicer.
Yeah,
And
you got better parking.
if you plan on coming here and trying to rip them off, don't.
There is
Because everywhere you look, there's a camera.
there's 22 cameras in this building.
So when 22.
There's 2 outside. If you walk out the door, there's 2 at
Boy,
the
that's-
outside the front and
you've
2
got
outside the back as well.
You've got more cameras here than the Pentagon does.
Yeah,
so
I know, right? It
yeah.
is.
But
It's kind of crazy.
yeah, it is.
It's
nice
fun.
though. Yeah,
It is.
it's yeah,
Electronics here company's been getting broken into pretty recently.
yeah.
Not in
Well,
this area,
and
but
stuff like this would be easy to come and swipe because
Absolutely.
it's
Pocket.
small, it's pocket, fit in your pocket.
Well, let's
and go.
talk. Let's talk business for a minute. What is this contraption here that you brought to the table?
So this one's called the Anoken VTR. So I taste VTR. This is just a cool looking mod. It doesn't do anything different than a lot of our other mods that are there.
You get a workout while you're doing it. That thing's
Absolutely. It's
huge.
13.1 ounces, almost a pound.
Wow.
The MVP is made by iTaste. And they've kind of gotten to a new side with the VTR and the 134 is just the manliness to it. The weight, the feel, everything.
Big Mac.
So I need to carry one of those to
It's a Marlboro Man.
look more manly.
And is this what's your price range here?
That one's actually 110. It's a pretty high-end mod there.
Does that run on a car battery?
It actually, I'll show you the battery. It's 18650 in here.
Oh, wow. Almost.
So,
Butt
wow.
size.
What's the life of that? Is it rechargeable?
It's rechargeable. All of our batteries are rechargeable. This one's a 2600 mile, or 2000 mile, I'm sorry. So it'll last you, on average, about one full day if you're like me, from 7 to 2 in the morning. If not, it'll last you about
7
2 days.
p.m. till 2 in the morning?
No,
That's wake. They call that wake and vape.
I can give you an idea when we started this.
That was a good one. Wake and vape.
That was a good one. I'm going to steal it.
I know where that came from.
No, Wednesday we were here till...
I had to modify it.
Wednesday we started this building. We were here till... or it's Tuesday. I think. Tuesday we were here till 12:30. Wednesday we were here till 2:30. And then Thursday we were here till 4:30 in the morning. All day doing it. And I got up at 8 that morning. 7:30 that morning to be here at 8 to make sure everything was clean, ready to open Friday. So
you just opened yesterday.
Yep.
Got everything all moved over. I mean, I tell you, it looks
still
spectacular. I mean, it's nice and clean and
modern. Yeah.
And
not a crap hole.
Not a crap
I wasn't
hole.
going to say it because I don't know the landlord there. But
You know what? That's a good word, though.
crap hole.
It is,
And
yeah.
it's
And you can say that on the air,
you
right?
can say
Crap
that on
hole?
radio. We didn't.
That's a good word.
Jim didn't beep us, so it's legal.
Beep.
Beep.
No, it is. It's definitely, we needed an upgrade. With our Decatur store opening up, it's going to be really nice. And you can't have your second store looking nicer than your first store.
It's true. You got to always keep up. That's Jimmy John's thought the same thing.
Yep.
You know, everybody has to keep up with the times and redo the buildings. And, you know, it looks nicer outside. It's just more of a business-looking,
Sure.
atmosphere, feeling.
Easier to get in and out of.
Yes, it is. That's our number one, well, that was our number one complaint by customers. Is parking sucks.
Yeah.
Parking
I'm
sucks.
surprised there's not a lot of accidents right there. People backing
I know.
in and
I know.
There probably is.
Is there? You should know.
You don't know it until
They just
you pull
hit it and
away.
leave.
Yeah. It's just a little scrape. It's not that bad.
Well, do you have any specials going on right now? Is this like are you gonna have another like grand opening or
We're going to have a re-grand opening.
Re-grand opening?
And at that time, we'll be doing the whole bunch of specials and so forth. Right now, we don't.
just kind of getting acclimated to the new space?
Yeah, we've got it's Chinese New Year coming up. And if you know anything about Chinese New Year, you can't order anything.
Oh, well, I don't know anything about Chinese New Year.
Well, you spoke Japanese earlier.
I know. So you can't buy fireworks from Chinese. So
China shuts down for 3.5 weeks, and you can't buy anything.
wow, I'm moving to China.
I know. I would love to. So we have to order everything. So here in the next week or so, we'll do it.
There's no American-made products that we can.
There are, but it's
more
American-made's expensive.
Well,
I mean, like our Provari over there is $200 because it's American-made, and it's a great device, period, all around.
Yeah.
But you get American-made, it's pretty expensive.
well, okay. Well, that's because
That's how we keep America
That's
going.
how we roll. That's how we keep the economy going. Well, Dennis, thanks for having us in. Great facility here. It looks nice, and
Thank you.
I encourage smokers now. If you do smoke, come in, see the guys here at BloNo Smoke, and it's a healthier version. Sometimes it's just one of those. Once you start smoking, it's just like a habit. You just got to do something. This takes care of that. Where you still have that. I don't know. Explain it. I'm trying.
Still have
that.
The urge to smoke.
The urge and
the mental aspects.
There
of
you go.
smoking.
The mental aspect. Big word.
That's what we
Mental
always
aspect
say.
of smoking.
Yeah.
There you go.
We
So-
always say that because, I mean, you get in your car, you smoke.
It's habit.
Yeah,
A
it is.
habit.
It's a
for me.
habit.
So this here makes it a healthier habit.
Yep.
And they got all kinds of flavor. They call them juices, right?
E-liquid.
Juices, drink flavors, all kinds. I mean, he's got 2 screens up there full of different kinds of flavors. So come in, see Dennis and the guys here at BloNo Smoke, located at 413 Keokuk Street, next to Domino's,
And it is not a crap hole.
and is not a crap
And
hole.
you can still say the bright green door.
Bright green door,
You just can't see it on this side.
and it says open. So if that's on, it's open. If it's not, they're not.
He probably put that on the wall after you.
Blah, blah, blah. That's what we're doing right now. Well, guys, our time's come to an end. An hour flies by here on Cheap Seats. So I'd like to thank the listeners for listening and the
callers for
sponsors,
calling.
the callers for calling, the sponsors for sponsoring, the filmers for filming, and the producers for producing. So without them, none of this is available.
That's right.
And Joe, thanks for setting in again. I appreciate it. Not
Thanks
sure.
to Coach Al.
Yeah, thanks for Coach Al and
And the Lincoln Railers.
And the Lincoln Railers.
We're going to be back. That made us a
we're
better
back.
team.
We'll bounce back. We'll finish strong tonight, or come back strong. I'm not sure if we're
Bowlby
doing
will come out tonight and go 8 for 8.
He will. But
you know what?
We'll see. I'm not sure if we're doing a show next week. Because of the Jacksonville tournament. That's just kind of hit or miss. We don't know, but go ahead and turn on the radio at 9 o'clock
and see.
And if you hear us, we're on. If you don't, well, we're not.
Let's do a live show from Jayville.
That's right. Well, I won't be there. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 WLCNonline.com, streaming live on the web 24/7. And Joe, we'll see you next week.
All righty.